Hi, it's Alice, and I am back with a market update for the Victoria Real Estate Board for April 2024. Let's go. So after all the rain, I'm dying to be in my garden, so I am spending some time out here with my bees too. Remember I mentioned I got bees? They're right there. Let's look at the sales and the listing data, and then we'll go on to what's going on in the market. So for sales, we had 678 listings sell in the month of April, and that's up 6.4% versus last year. So I'd call that a wash. I don't know. It's not really too different. The active listings, though, have gone up quite a bit. So we have about a 48% jump. Yeah, a 48% jump in active listings. So we have 3,017 active listings as of the end of April. So that's quite a lot. But again, normal inventory in Victoria, BC should be around 4,000. So it's technically low inventory, but I think there's plenty to choose from, so I'm not going to say it's low inventory. But anyways, that's a big jump. For new listings, we had a jump of 56%. So we had 1,620 new listings come to the market in this April, versus last April it was 1,036 listings come to market. So yes, you're seeing a lot of signs around for a reason. That's because a lot of people are listing right now. Why are there a lot of listings right now? Typically because it's busier in the spring and summertime, so it's not surprising. I will say though, I'm seeing a lot of people that are leaving the province, and that doesn't seem to be too rare. I think you've probably seen that in the news too, is that people are moving to Alberta. They're buying cheaper houses, they're kind of cashing out here, taking their money over there. It makes sense. I won't be doing that, but that's a trend. Also, what came into effect just recently, like within the past 24 hours, was the short-term rental ban, so that it's now in effect. And most people that had those kind of short-term condos, they've either gone to long-term renting it out or they've sold it. So not really that drastic for the market, I would say, as they had planned it to be, but that is in effect now. So for interest rates, we're probably not going to see any cuts potentially until the later half of the year. So maybe they're saying there's a 69% chance it'll be cut in June. We'll see. Okay, but here's the interesting thing, and this is in line with what I'm seeing, is that Bank of Montreal did a poll, and they found that 71% of the people that they polled who were wanting to be home buyers, they're sitting and waiting for rate cuts. So that's like 72%. That's like the vast majority. And that's what I'm seeing too, is a lot of people, unless they need to buy, they're just... So until those cuts happen, it's probably going to stay stagnant. As I said in my last video, the spring has been very much slower than I thought, and a lot of people thought it was going to be. So, and unsurprisingly, further to that poll, another one of the stats was that 56% of the people that they polled found that home ownership, that dream, is completely unattainable. Surprised? I think not. And for the benchmark home price, we're sitting at $1.284 million, which is only down 1% from last year. And I will say, I'm seeing a lot of listings that have been listed since last year, and they're coming back at the same price. So they're not really like crashing their prices, they're just relisting at the same price, or $5,000 or $10,000 lower. So I'm seeing that a lot. I know there are some that are dumping their prices, but on a cancel and relist, so if you get a stale listing and you cancel it and then relist it to make it fresh again, normally they come in at a big reduction. But a lot of them that I see, especially I'm working out a lot in Langford, they're just doing the same price over and over and over again, which is kind of weird, but maybe they don't want to accept the lower price. I don't know, but it's just a trend that I have been seeing. And for condos, the benchmark price in Greater Victoria is $567,000, which is only up 0.7% versus last year. So again, not too different. And I will note, with the houses and the condos, every time I book a showing, almost all the time now, and this wasn't last year because it was a lot slower, I'm getting double booked all the time. So you show up to your showing and then there's another set of buyers that are there at the same time to view. I don't know if that's because it makes it look busier, but I'm just noticing that a lot. So that is picking up. And also the other thing I've noticed is that even with condos, you're starting to get 2 or 3 offers. Like, it's not as dramatic as it used to be with like 15 offers, but I'm definitely seeing that on a higher number of properties where you're starting to get those multiple offers back again. But what you're also seeing is properties that are priced really too high. They're not selling, they're sitting. So there is this weird mix of either the property is really well priced and it's going and it's getting multiple offers, or it's sitting and relisting and kind of hovering in that, stagnating on the market kind of vibe. Again, nobody's dropping their pants on pricing. That's just not happening, but it is like a timing thing. It's taking longer to sell their houses. The other thing I noticed with the stats from April was that around 62% of the complete number of sales was people buying single family homes in areas other than Greater Victoria, so the outlying areas, which is why like where I'm working is very busy. It might have something to do with all the stabbings happening in Victoria. I don't know. No, I don't know. But yeah, so the outlying areas right now are very busy for home sales. So again, that's what I'm hearing and seeing and feeling in the market right now in Victoria. I will say that I do feel like a lot of people are upset about the economy and inflation, and it's weighing on people. I think that's a lot of people are just hunkering back from buying a house because it's kind of scary to take on such a huge mortgage when you're seeing like olive oil is going up like $5 every time you go into the store, right? Like I'm noticing it everywhere, and it's crazy. Like I don't know if you've if you're on TikTok, but you'd see there is this boycott for Loblaws and Superstore because they're just gouging, right? And things are really unaffordable for people right now. So that might be part of the slowing too, is people are just being really reserved with their money because everything is so freaking expensive right now. Like the GDP from earlier this year, it was predicted that it was going to like ramp up, and it actually totally stagnated. So that's what they're finding now, and that seems about right. The market just feels like it's kind of hovering along, but it's not dramatic, but it's definitely not typical for what I'm used to in a real estate market. And I've been in the market for about 7 years now, so normally it's like and it's not. So it's you know, the only thing I'm seeing is a heck of a lot of listings coming to the market, and that's about it. I will leave it at that. If you need any help, you know where to find me. I am Alice Klug. I'm a realtor in Victoria, BC, and yes, I look like a hobo. Anyways, I'm going to show you my beehive before I go. So let's turn around the camera and I'll show you the ladies. They're just going in and out of their hive, and they're enjoying the sun today and bringing back lots and lots of pollen.